All right. So I'm not going to see that. Fabulous. All right. I thought I'd be seeing them right here on the screen, but I'm not. That's all right. Shabbat shalom, everyone. This is fantastic.
Shabbat shalom. There are thousands of people who can see us right now. Rabbi Eshel.
Fantastic. But as you know, or as you can see, I am not in my garage. I am actually...
I'm not at my dining room table.
I'm actually in the main sanctuary at the Glazer campus. This is so very, very exciting. I'm so happy to be back here. Just also so you know, as you see, I'm not wearing my mask, but we are all distanced appropriately. And in those areas where people are closer than 10 feet, they are wearing their masks as well. So nothing to worry about. Know that we are taking care of ourselves and taking care of the wonderful staff who take care of us at Wilshire Boulevard Temple. And we're here to celebrate and take care of you. So with that, this is usually the place, Cantor Gurney, where I would say, let's turn off all of our electronic devices, but please don't. Please don't, because if you do, then you won't be here with us. And
phones, yes. Computers, no.
Okay, unless they're watching on their phones.
That's true.
There are some people who will be watching on their phones as well.
Yeah.
Don't turn off your electronic devices. But I do want to welcome you as we celebrate Shabbat together. So with that, Cantor Gurney.
Hine matov. How beautiful and far beyond pleasant it is for us to be together virtually. But I will tell you, I know, David, you feel the same way. As much as we have missed this space, this gorgeous sanctuary, I really believe it has missed us. So let's fill it with song and joy and love, and join with us in your homes. Hine matov. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, hine matov, la 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 la. Hine matov, hine matov, la 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 la. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, hine matov, la 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 la. Hine matov, hine matov, la 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 la. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Beautiful. We're going to continue now with the lighting of our Shabbat candles, Kiddush, and Motzi.
We'll give all of you at home a moment or two to get your candles lit, and we'll join in the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Let's all join now in Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lemase v'reishit, ki hu yom tekilah lemikra kodesh, zecher yitziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchaletanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Oh, that's good. And if you had the challah, what would you say, Cantor Gurney?
I would say the following. Let's all join in the blessing over the challah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. So now, if you are following along with the virtual prayer book, we're going to continue now on page 24 with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharei, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Moachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Lechem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Beautiful. It's now our opportunity to welcome the Sabbath bride. We're going to turn back now to pages 20 and 21 as we welcome the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi. Cantor, which verses are we going to be singing?
I think we should sing tonight 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Wow, inspired choice.
B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Echadodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Echadodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Echadodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. המור וזכור בטיפור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותדרת ולתהילה. לך אדוני, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, ונשמת נקבלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, Shabbat nekabela, לקראת שבת לכוונני לך, כי אם מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם לסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך אדוני, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, ונשמת נקבלה. Kadodi ligrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki va'orei kumi ori, ori, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayk nigela. Kadodi ligrat kala, Shabbat nekabela, nekadori ligrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei am sigula. Bowie kala, Echadodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Echadodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Echadodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela, Echadodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Ooh, Cantor Gurney. Well, after that,
It's back in the sanctuary.
it's back in the sanctuary.
It
I can
inspires
see that you feel it. It inspires you, and that inspires me, which means I am now ready. I am ready to continue. I am ready to pray. So I'm going to invite all of you at home to, if not stand, sit up a little taller. Sit up a little taller in your seats as we continue with the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer. as you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery of your love for our people.
נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו והנהגי יומם ולילה חיינו ואורך ימינו והנהגי יומם ולילה כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו והנהגי יומם ולילה כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו והנהגי יומם ולילה ואהבתך תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני Let's all join in the chanting of this Torah text, V'yahavta. V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom הלבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני Adonai Elohechem.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We continue with Micha Mocha.
Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Amen.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורתם ברית העולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורתם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל בני ישראל אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים, את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת, שבת, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Beautiful. We're now going to continue with the Amidah. Again, if you are using the virtual prayer book, we are on page 46. I invite you to sit up a little taller in your seats.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid hilatecha. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
We now take a few moments for Tfilat Halev, the prayers, meditations, and thoughts of our heart.
son imre fi והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי May the words of my mouth the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Ose shalom imromah. Uyase shalom aleinu le'al kol Yisrael ve'imru
Cantor Gurney, spring is almost here, right? Which means what should be happening right now in, say, Arizona, Florida?
Let me think for a split second. Major League Baseball.
Major League
Spring training.
Baseball. Spring training, yes.
So you thought you were going to catch me off guard, right?
No, not at all. I was actually just setting you up with not a baseball, but a softball, because I knew you would be able to knock that one right out of the park. Yeah, baseball. It's actually quite exciting, where many Major League parks are going to be allowing some fans back in the stands during opening day, April 1st, and a little bit thereafter with everyone's home games. So Dodger baseball is back.
You know, I've been at Dodger Stadium twice in the last 2 months.
Yeah, you have.
For my COVID vaccine.
That's right.
Right.
And which is fascinating, right? That this place is also where we are getting this vaccine, this light, right? It's about hope and moving fast. Yeah. And coincidence or not, the fact that the governor did the State of the State address from Dodger Stadium, right? I think he chose the place because it's a major vaccination center, right? Thousands and thousands and thousands of people going to this place in order to be protected, right? To move from the darkness to the light. However, what I also learned, again, I don't think intended, because how could you intend this, that the number of seats at Dodger Stadium, 55,000 seats, the number of people who have died in California from COVID-19.
Wow.
So here he was, right? And here we are. We look at this place, Dodger baseball, baseball in itself representing life and newness, right? I mean, it says so at the start of the Torah, in the big inning, right? I mean...
Yes, it
But I couldn't wrap my head around that number, you know, being in Dodger Stadium, let alone the hundreds of thousands of people who have died throughout this country over this year, marking a year of going into whether the quarantine, lockdown, safer at home, whatever words you want to use, but darkness. But here we were, using Dodger Stadium as a point of light in the face of 55,000 darkness. So I was thinking about that, and it inspired me also in reading some words of a friend of mine, Rabbi Danny Berkman. So I just want to share some of his words that I've kind of adapted from his words based on this feeling I had watching Dodger Stadium, right? This point of darkness and so much now light. We light our Shabbat candles. In the beginning, when there was just darkness, God declared, "Let there be light," and there was light. In an instant, the darkness disappeared, and that radiance spread throughout the world. God's first act of creation was to bring light into the darkness, to illuminate the world. With our Shabbat candles, we follow God's example, extinguishing the darkness and sharing the light. Over this past year, we have lost so much. It has been a year in which we were forced to live apart from one another, maintaining a social distance to protect ourselves and those around us. It has been 12 months, and we have missed so many moments, times of joy and sadness, when we could not gather together. For 365 days, we have woken up each morning with the threat of a pandemic hanging over our heads, fearing the news and saddened by the rising death toll. We remember all of the lives that have been lost, the hundreds of thousands who have lost their lives to this dreadful disease, the countless frontline workers and caregivers who have gave their lives so that others could live. All of those who have died in these last 12 months and for whom we could not mourn as we would have wanted. But as we light our Shabbat candles, they bring light to the darkness. They are a symbol of hope. Despite the separation, we have found ways to come together. In the midst of suffering, we have cared for one another. In the shadow of death, we have found ways for life to continue and illuminate. Our Shabbat candles say, "Let there be light." Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We now take the time to think about those in our community, in our lives, who also need a little bit more light, who may be in need of healing, whether that's physical healing, mental healing, or spiritual healing. If you are thinking of anyone today, I invite you now to say those names in your hearts as we continue with the Misha Berach prayer for healing.
Before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Yisheberach imotenu mekor habracha. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Before we continue, just a few brief announcements. First, Cantor Gurney, Passover's coming up. Did you know Passover is coming up?
I'm glad you just mentioned that.
Thank you very much.
But of course I do.
Because it's soon. It's like 2 weeks.
It's a little sooner than actually I expected.
Yeah, so just so everybody is aware, there will be several offerings coming up for Passover. So make sure you keep your eyes open to all the daily and weekly emails. The Women's Seder will be back on Zoom and is being done in partnership this year with University Synagogue's Sisterhood. Also, the first night of Passover, Rabbi Nanis and Cantor Gurney have a helpful and engaging video you can play to walk yourself through the Seder with you and your loved ones. Then on the second night, you can join me and Cantor Picot and a whole host of other fabulous human beings for a fun, interactive family Seder, family night for second night. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, a lot of cuckoo banana stuff going on that second night, but I know you would expect no less.
No less from you.
No less from me, but it is going to be fun. It is going to be fun. Ooh. I want to read this next one the way that it's written because it's fabulous. Look at this. Feeling tired, sluggish, got the pandemic blues. Our new dynamic, energizing exercise class is perfect for all ages and taught by star fitness instructor Sarah Berg. It's so much fun. I mean, it's been going on during our clergy meetings and once in a while, but I get to see it on, Facebook afterwards and all that kind of great stuff. So join us Mondays and Thursdays, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. February 11th, which passed, so that happened already. March 29th, to March 29th. I guess it goes till March 29th, which is fantastic.
It's virtually in the past.
Virtually in the past.
Yes.
But you can check. No, but you can still check them all out online. You can still watch them, right? They're all there on demand. They're all there on demand, right? But going through March 29th. And then also keep an eye out because we're going to be starting up again a whole host of other phenomenal classes, courses, whether it's a one-off class or a course of 4, 6 different classes. It's going to be a lot of fun and wonderful. And, of course, Torah study, which I got to do today, and it's always so much fun. I love it. Come join us in the Torah study soon. With that, Cantor Gurney, maybe you also want to introduce the other fabulous human beings we have up on the bima with us.
With great pleasure and honor, Bill Beck, behind the keyboard with his mask on. Bill has been the organist at Wilshire Boulevard Temple since 1972.
Bill, I was born in 73. Wow, that's impressive. That is impressive.
It is impressive, and so is he, and so is his playing. Great to have you here, Bill, and be together again in our amazing sanctuary. Leo Shalyapov, behind the plexiglass, because he's actually playing a wind instrument, so we're keeping him in quarantine. There was just a fabulous clarinetist, soprano, saxophone, and that haunting wind instrument, the duduk, which he played as well this evening. And to Hope Easton, our cellist at Wilshire Boulevard Temple now for 11, 12 years.
A long time. Not as long as Bill.
That's true. Great to have you here, all of you, Hope, Leo, and Bill. You make all the difference in our services. So thank you.
All right, so with that, I think we're good. Why don't we continue now with Aleinu? If you are following along in your virtual prayer book, we're on page 282. And I invite you to sit up a little taller in your chairs.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר בחיי אדוני למלך ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We now take the time to think about those in our lives and in our community who are no longer with us. The first names that you will hear are those the memory who have passed during this past 30 days, who have died during this past 30 days. Horatio Eppelbaum, Hugh Fate, Frank Fetter, Doris Fink, Julie Gordon, Alan Hervey, Arnold Holstein, Judy Carmen, Lonnie Marston, Dixie Mickey, Jala Mishkanian, Charmaine Blatt. The following are those who have their memorial of their death fell during this past week: Pauline Edelman, Rosalie Appel, Constance Austin, Lynn Baumwall, Jack Becker, Joyce Bernstein, Galt Booth, Byron Brandt, John Brennan, Lillian Brostoff, Gretchen Brown, William Brunman, Harriet Burton, Albert Calderon, Harold Chessel, Sam Chortik, Morris Clayman, Francis Cohen, Nancy Colton, Menachem Davidson, Shmuel Dick, Ann Epstein, George Feinstein, Robert Feldman, Raymond Fine, Seymour Finkelstein, Louis Fisher, Minnie Fisher, Gerald Friedman, Sonia Friedman, Harold Getz, Harold Globe, Mickey Goldman, Rosalie June Goldinger, Leslie Gordon, Minna Groden, Bernard Gross, Russell Grossman, David Hahn, Muriel Harris, Sharon Ray Hayden, Elliot Hechtman, Shirley Hismay, Alfred Hyman, Marion Immerglup Denitz, Ralph Kalish, Shifra Karkomi, Ruth Katz, Morton Kay, Richard Carl Levi, Louis Jean Levy, Alfred Freddie Lisbon, Timothy Magnin, Leo Morantz, Mort Newman, Irvin Part, Peggy Pensionar, Claire Persky, Paul Garfield Phelps, Leonard Phillips, William Pryor, Diane Gay Ratner, Kelly Romick, Molly Rosenbaum, Helen Rosen, Lily Rossman, Patty Ross, Jacob Rubin, Nazanin Sarfazde, Joseph Sauer, Harry Schneider, Nathan Chappelle, Sarah Slan, Shirley Shulman, Randy Stein, Regina Tarika, Louis Trentalis, Rose Weinstein, Constance Whitney, Yale White, Robert Yablans. We also add to those names all of those who have died defending the United States of America, all of those who have died defending the state of Israel, all of those who have died as senseless terror around the world. And as we mark a full year, all of those who have died from COVID-19. We also add to the names those who have no one to say the Mourner's Kaddish for them. And finally, if you are thinking of anyone else tonight, or if I have mispronounced a name that you know of, please say those names now in your hearts. We continue now with the Mourner's Kaddish. If you have a virtual prayer book, we're on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'oma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן.
Amen.
יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי דקודשה בריחו. לאל מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן.
אמן.
יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom b'maromav, hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Was it loud enough?